All right, kicking off another brand new hour here, the Steve Gruber Show, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. Yeah, it's a no panic zone, I'll tell you that. No question about it. Three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, a professor at Michigan State, one professor, says the ag terror theory might be overblown when it comes to the University of Michigan. Well, based on all the other sources I have, this MSU professor might be out to lunch. Number two, Michigan lawmakers move to guard state voting systems from foreign influence. Another place that China has come in, I suppose that's not much of a concern either, huh, Professor? And number three, let's continue to talk about Zoran. Zoran is the biggest threat to common sense America that I've seen in a long time. Can you imagine less than 25 years after 9/11, the city of New York is on the verge of electing a communist Muslim from Uganda as its mayor. A guy who's only been here as a citizen for 7 years. A communist Ugandan who, by the way, if you don't believe he's communist, what would be the single biggest definition of communism? Seizing the means of production. Right? Putting the government in charge of all production, seizing the means of production, taking away all private ownership of business and production. That would be the biggest, right? Well, if that's the case, here is Zoran not long ago talking about all of these things. Listen closely. Here he is.
What the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. And obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that. But making sure that we have candidates that both understand that and are willing to put that forward at every which moment that they have, at every which opportunity that they're given. We have to continue to elect more socialists. And we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it is the end goal of seizing the means of production, where we do not have the same
Stop right
level
there.
of support.
Two things about what he said so far. Seizing the means of production, yes, that means he's a communist, but he also makes another anti-Semitic and anti-Jewish slam on BDS. Support BDS, which stands for Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions. It's a Palestinian-led movement that began in 2005 to pressure Israel to end its occupation of what they consider to be Palestinian territory, dismantle the separation wall, grant equal rights to Palestinian citizens of Israel, which they do, by the way, recognize the right of Palestinian refugees to return. Israel, does recognize Palestinian citizens. So Israel has recognized the Palestinian citizens of Israel since 1948. That's about 20% of Israel's population are those who would consider themselves Palestinians. They are recognized. And so here's BDS, here's Zoran talking about BDS, boycott, divestment, sanctions. It's anti-Jewish. It's anti-Israel. It's anti-Semitic. It's what it is. It's what it is. And there he says it. Okay, let's roll him back. Let's continue right where we stopped. Let's go.
At this very moment. And what I want to say is that it is critical that in the way that we organize, in the way that we set up our work and our priorities, that we do not leave any one issue for the other, that we do not meet a moment and only look at what people are ready for, but that we are doing both of these things in tandem. Because it is critical for us to both meet people where they're at and to also organize for what is correct and for what is right, and to ensure that over time we can bring people to that issue. The ramifications of victory here is the difference between life and death for so many of our brothers, sisters, and family beyond the binary across this borough of Queens.
It's the difference between life and death. If we don't win, it's life and death. Please, Here's a guy who just said there should be no billionaires. He wants to seize the means of production. What do you think the world would be like if you didn't have, and I'll just use Elon Musk as an example, if you didn't have people like Elon Musk that could create things, and whether or not he created, he can steward them through. He didn't invent the rocket, he didn't invent social media, but he found a way to put together people who make these things more powerful. You might not like Jeff Bezos. You might not like any of these billionaires. But they've created opportunities for millions of people and made breakthroughs. This guy would outlaw billionaires, take the means of production, put the government in charge of your grocery stores. That'll go well. Continue. Go ahead. Let's keep going.
It's the difference between having cash bail anymore or not. It's the difference between having sex work be decriminalized and not.
Oh, stop.
And with every battle that...
No cash bail. Let's see what he stands for. Prostitution legal, which seems odd for a Muslim, but okay. Legal prostitution, no cash bail, or maybe I'm wrong about that, as it being unusual, that is. So let's see what we've got. No cash bail, prostitution legal, seize the means of production, no billionaires. What else does he stand for? Let's continue on a little bit farther.
We fight as socialists. We need to remember what the stakes are and ground ourselves in them and why those stakes are important and critical to us as individuals.
Okay, I guess that's it. New York, if you put this guy in the mayor's office, you deserve everything you get. Every damn thing you get. Wake up, people. Now, he doesn't have a very smooth track to... First of all, I don't believe the Jewish vote for this guy is going to be very strong at all. In fact, there'll be no Jewish vote for this guy, would be my guess. I guess we'll find out. There should be no Jewish vote for this guy at all. But we'll find... I'm going to talk to some of my friends there and find out where this is. Or if the Jewish vote is going to solidify again. The Jewish vote in New York City is larger than the Muslim vote, about 1.4 million to 1 million, right? Zoran the moron should not win there, but he could, I suppose. He shouldn't. Eric Adams should likely win this. We will see how this plays out, all right? We're going to watch it. We're going to inform you. We're going to expose these people for who they are. They're anti-American communists who would steal business and give it to the government because the government's so damn good at running things. That's why New York's in such great shape already, by taking money away from the working people to give it to people that don't work and people that are not even citizens. Give me a break. Wake up, America. Wake up. I'll be back.